Beneath your soft strength, your instinct to care, your emotional wisdom, and your ability to hold space for others, your shadow waits in the quiet places you rarely let anyone see. Your soul came into this world to nurture, to love, to remember the sacredness of emotion, but your shadow whispers that if you stop giving, you'll stop being needed. And if you stop being needed, you'll stop being loved. You are the one who checks in, who remembers, who shows up with warmth when others turn cold, and you do it not for applause, but because your heart is built to hold. But your shadow turns this into overfunctioning, into care that costs your own well-being, into emotional martyrdom where your worth is measured by how much you give away. Your shadow says love must be earned through sacrifice, and your own needs must always come second. It keeps you giving until you're empty, hoping someone will notice and pour it back. But your healing begins when you realize that being loved does not require being depleted. That presence is powerful even when it asks for nothing. That you are allowed to receive without being broken first. In relationships, your shadow shows up when you overgive to avoid abandonment, when you hold on too tightly because letting go feels like death, when you stay silent to keep the peace even as your own needs go unmet. You may attach deeply, quickly, fully, even to people who cannot hold what you offer, because your heart sees their potential, their pain, their pieces, and your soul wants to heal them. But your healing begins when you stop choosing projects over partners, when you stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself. You are allowed to be loved where you don't have to be the savior. Your daily life reflects your shadow when you disappear into caretaking, when you deny your own needs for the comfort of routine, when you choose familiarity over freedom because change feels unsafe. But safety built on self-abandonment is not safety at all. Your soul is learning that home is not where you are needed. It is where you are nourished. In your work, your shadow may lead you to roles where you are constantly giving but never receiving, where you pour into others but feel unacknowledged, where you suppress your own ambitions to protect someone else's. You are here to support, to soothe, to bring emotional wisdom into practical form. But you are also allowed to shine, to lead, to say yes to opportunities that honor your gifts without draining your spirit. To lead, to say yes to opportunities that honor your gifts without draining your spirit. Financially, your shadow may hoard or overspend, swing between scarcity and overcompensation because money has become your measure of safety, control, or emotional security. But abundance comes when you treat yourself with the same trust you offer others. Manifestation works when you connect your heart to your vision, when you believe that comfort, stability, and love are your birthrights, not your burdens. Spiritually, your shadow can attach to suffering as a path to God. You may find identity in pain, in longing, in being the one who feels the most. But your soul is here to learn that joy is sacred too. That peace is a practice. That divinity lives not just in grief, but in the grace of letting yourself feel good without guilt. You are deeply intuitive, connected to lunar rhythms, ancestral memory, emotional undercurrents. But you must learn to use that gift for yourself as well as others. Socially, your shadow hides when you fear rejection. You may isolate, retreat, build walls, and call them boundaries. But underneath the withdrawal is a desire to be seen, not just as the caregiver, but as the complex, whole, worthy being that you are. Your shadow says don't ask too much. Don't be too much, don't need too much. But your healing begins when you realize you've never been too much. You've only been too giving to the wrong people. Childhood may have taught you that being good means being quiet. That love must be earned through self-denial. That safety comes from being invisible. But now your soul is learning to take up space, to express, to stop holding your breath waiting for someone to notice your pain. Decision-making for you is emotional and intuitive, but your shadow may push you to ignore your gut in favor of keeping others comfortable. Your healing comes when you trust your feelings not just as valid, but as sacred. Motivation comes from love, from meaning, from the chance to nourish, but your energy is precious. and you do not need to pour it all out to prove you care. Your aesthetic is soft, nostalgic, deeply personal, and emotionally comforting. But beauty should wrap you in care too, not just everyone else. Your body thrives on rhythm, on slow mornings, on safe spaces, on touch and sleep and food that feels like home. Forgiveness for you is natural, but your shadow uses it to avoid boundaries, to excuse behavior that hurts. Your soul is learning that forgiveness and distance can coexist. That love doesn't mean access. That protecting your peace is not punishment, it's preservation. Cancer, your shadow speaks in guilt and grief, but your truth lives in grace. You are allowed to soften without shrinking, to give without disappearing. And when you let yourself receive the love you so freely give, you become not just the protector of others, but the sanctuary you've always needed for yourself. I hope these words bring clarity and inspiration to your day, my dear stargazers. Remember, the stars guide, but you hold the power to shape your destiny. Now I'd love to hear from you. Did today's words resonate with you? Share your thoughts, experiences, or even your own cosmic insights in the comments below. Let's create a little community of starlight and support, because together, we shine even brighter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more daily cosmic guidance. Until next time, keep dreaming big and manifesting magic.